Welcome back to another lesson by Miss Carrasco Teaches. Today we're going to be going over inferences. Yep, we're going to be making inferences, and I'm also going to be teaching you how to train your brain to think like a detective. Miss Carrasco, what's an inference? An inference is a conclusion you make based on evidence and logical thinking. When we read a story or a small passage, you can make inferences. All you have to do is use what you already know, also known as your prior knowledge, and use the clues in the text to come up with an idea. Here are some notes you can copy down on how to make inferences. Remember that you can always pause this video if you need more time to copy down information. When you make an inference, you go beyond the author's words to understand what is not said in the text, like a detective. Some ways to train your brain to think like a detective or to infer can be by thinking about what you already know, thinking about a character's actions, thinking about a character's feelings, thinking about the setting and why it's important in the story, thinking about the plot and why events happen the way that they do, thinking about characters' features like if they look clean or dirty or what they're wearing, thinking about your own personal experiences and what connections you make as you read. In other words, relating to the story. And then finally, thinking about what the characters say. Let's discuss a scene and see how good of a detective you are. Here we have a scene. Something is happening in this scene. What do you think is going on? Miss Carrasco, I think they're camping in the woods. Yes, but look harder. What's really happening? Do you see any clues that could help you figure out what they're doing besides camping? Well, I see a bag of marshmallows and a box of graham crackers and a chocolate bar. Good, keep going. I also see a girl toasting a marshmallow by the campfire. So, maybe they're making s'mores. Great job! In this scene, a group of people are in the woods camping and have decided to sit around the fire and make s'mores. We know this because we used evidence from the picture and our prior knowledge on what it takes to make s'mores to figure out what they were doing. Great detective work! Now, let's see how good your detective brain is without using pictures. Mike was bored sitting on the sidewalk. His dad came home from work and saw Mike. He then went to the garage and aired up his bike's tire. Then he brought his bike and Mike's bike outside next to the sidewalk. Can you infer what's happening in this passage? Remember that to make inferences, we use our prior knowledge and text clues to come up with a conclusion. You can always underline some clues that you think might help you understand what's happening. Here are some events that are happening. Mike was sitting on the sidewalk. Go ahead and go find some more clues. What are some events that are happening? Well, Mike was sitting on the sidewalk and he was bored. Good. You thought about the setting and the character's emotions. Keep going. His dad came home and he saw Mike. His dad must have seen his son was bored. Okay, what else? His dad went to air up his bike. Why? Why did he do that? Well, maybe it was flat. Nice. Keep going. Then he got his bike and Mike's bike and took them outside to where Mike was. Did the author say that Mike was on the sidewalk? Well, not at the end. but I already knew he was sitting on the sidewalk from the beginning of the story. Good job. So, what do you infer altogether? Well, I infer that since Mike's dad saw that he was bored, he decided to go ride bikes with him. When I'm bored, I want to do something fun. So maybe his dad wanted Mike to do something fun so he wouldn't be bored. Great detective work! You used your inferencing skills to come up with a solid conclusion. You used what you already knew about being bored, and you used evidence from the story to come up with an inference. You're an approved detective. Great work! Now, let's review. An inference is a conclusion you make based on what you already know and evidence from the text. Some ways to infer is by thinking about what a character looks like, thinking about what they feel, thinking about what they say, thinking about what they do, thinking about the setting and why it's important in the story, thinking about how things happen in order and why they happen that way, thinking about what you already know, and finally, thinking about your own personal experiences and how you relate to the story, making your own connections. Now you're ready for detective work. Go solve some cases. Thanks for joining me today on this lesson. See you again next time. Take care. Bye.